Well, hello there. Welcome back to Readings at the Round Table for your monthly numerology. I'm Jennifer, and I'm very happy to be here. I'll be honest with you. This has been a really interesting month for me. I got a cold at the beginning of November. I haven't been able to do a lot of my live shows, and my voice is still a little bit sketchy, so you may see me like in between eating a lot of cough drops or hitting pause a lot because and having the video being a little disjointed because of my coughing. But I have gotten through a really bad cold that went to a sinus infection and then an ear infection, which I haven't had in forever. So I am very happy to be able to report to you for your monthly numerology in December. Oh yeah, here we go. I have a lot to tell you about December. Okay, so the last month of 2024 is really wrapping up this wonderful 8 year with a lot of like interesting stuff happening, and also helping push this year of manifesting that we've had, this year of intense manifesting energy, abundance, like whichever way we went with it. Remember how at the beginning of this year I said this can be a year of abundance, like you can manifest an abundance of really good things or abundance of really crappy things. So it's been an interesting year for this little Virgo, I'm just saying. But December is not going to shortchange us at all. We kick off December, the last month of this 8 year, with a new moon in Sagittarius. New moon in Sagittarius hits its peak on December 1st at 1:21 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know, it's good. And I have a little surprise for you when I get to the end of the month. So, well, I don't have a surprise. I'm just reporting it. You understand? On December 6th, we have Mars going retrograde in Leo. Now, Mars in Leo going retrograde. Mars goes retrograde every couple of years. And the last time it went retrograde, it was in Gemini for like 8 months, and that was just like a nightmare for me personally. I don't know. A lot of other people experience the same thing because Mars in Gemini, not its finest place, not a happy place. Mars in Leo, pretty okay. It is. However, Mars going retrograde in Leo is telling us to slow down, is telling us to stop, think, before we act, before we speak, before we start communicating with people. Like, really just stop and slow down, because Mars in Leo is more, it is internal, but it's more of more about recentering things, because this is putting, or we're starting to recognize some of the challenging aspects that are coming towards us when we're trying to reach our goals or we're trying to move forward in any way. One guy online said it was like moving through sludge. It is. It's slowing us down. Excuse me. Because we need that time to recenter, and we need that time to reflect, and we need that time to look around at the challenges that are coming towards us, keeping us or slowing us down from moving forward, because we may need to be in that place of reflection or recentering. And that's especially true for the fixed signs, because Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius are going to be feeling this at the first part of Mars going retrograde. Mars is again retrograde in Leo until January 6th, when Mars retrogrades back into Cancer, and now we're putting the cardinal signs in the hot seat: Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. And Mars will be retrograde until February 23rd. Now, when Mars goes retrograde into our like super sensitive Cancer, that's going to make it more of an internal reflection. So just some like fun happenings here in December. On December 7th, we have Venus moving into Aquarius, and we also have Neptune going direct. Venus in Aquarius is fun-filled. I mean, Aquarius is fun-filled. How many Aquarians do you know that are just like, they're the life of the party? I gotta tell you, there's a couple of Aquarians, and you know who you are, that when you guys call me and say, hey, I need an appointment, I will drop everything to run to your phone call and be like, what you got? What you got? I love it. On the 15th, we got some good news because Mercury is going direct in Sagittarius. What? And it's coming at the perfect time because we also have a full moon in Sagittarius on the same day, on the 15th. And for some reason, I don't have it written down as to what time that is, which seems a little odd to me. So let me just go back to my calendar that I put down here. Full moon 4:02 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when it hits its peak. Yeah. Thank you, Llewellyn. Am I right? On the 21st, we have the sun moving into Capricorn at 4:21 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. On the 24th, we have Christmas Eve for those of you that celebrate. On the 25th, we have, again, Christmas Day for those of you that celebrate. But also, Hanukkah begins on the same day. Happy Hanukkah. On the 26th, we have Kwanzaa beginning. And on the 30th, here's that little bonus, that little special treat for all of us. We have our second new moon of the month. New moon in Capricorn that hits its peak at 5:27 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I did double check that time. It is 5:27 p.m. Eastern Standard Time according to my Llewellyn's calendar. This is, of course, our second new moon. So this is a black moon, to use the vernacular. This is typically more intense energy. So we have a lot of our pagan friends, like a lot of our Wiccan friends, that they use this energy in rituals and spells or intentions because it's definitely more intense and it intensifies all of those practices. This is definitely a very powerful time, and I love that we're wrapping up an 8-year in this powerful energy. I love it. So just get your intentions, set your intentions for the 2025, the 9-year that's coming. I think this is lining us up perfectly. I love it. So we are wrapping up December. We're wrapping up 2024 with 3 planets and South Node in air, 2 planets in fire plus North Node, 2 planets in water, and 2 planets in earth. We also have 3 planets that are retrograde: Uranus, Jupiter, and Mars. So I really do feel like this is an excellent time. It's very balanced energy. We don't have just like everything in fire or everything in earth. It's really, really balanced energy, and I dig it. I really do. So I want to get out the crystal of the month. You know I didn't forget. So let's see what that is. The crystal of the month is rhodonite, not rhodochrosite, which I mean, those names get mixed up a lot, but it is rhodonite. So I want you guys to see this. It's so lovely. I have lots of different specimens of this. It is primarily pink with a lot of black in it. However, there are some that have more pink than black. I mean, this is a good example. It came from the same batch, so, you know, this I can't, you know, I knew that was going to happen. This is more pink on one side, a little bit gray, and then I have some of these that I love these, but they want to roll around. These two are fine examples that, again, I just wanted to give you guys some really great examples of rhodonite before I read from the books. So one book is, there it is, rhodonite. It has healing properties of intoning practices to escalate sound and amplify your connection. It is also excellent. It is an excellent heartstone that helps shed old patterns and pain, which I really, when I looked at the definition itself, it's the exact same. But I like that because, when we have the new moon, and especially with 2 new moons in 1 month, when we have that new moon energy, if you are doing work with the new moon and the full moon, if you're following that rhythm, we release, when we hit that pinnacle of the new moon, we release all the things that we've been steadily releasing from the full moon to the new moon. And we just have one massive, just like push it all out so that we can clear the space to manifest from the new moon to the full moon. I mean, the day after the new moon is when I technically start manifesting. But it's a good time to release this old energy. And I think that is fantastic because we need to do that in order to make way for the new stuff coming in, the new things that we're bringing in. Which, again, this book, I love this book too. An emotional balancer that nurtures love and encourages the brotherhood of humanity. Oh, we need that. It stimulates and heals the heart. It grounds energy, balances yin and yang, and aids in achieving one's highest potential. This stone has strong resonance with forgiveness and assists in reconciliation after long-term pain and abuse, and is beneficial in emotional self-destruction and codependency. I like this. In past life healing, it deals with betrayal and abandonment, clearing away emotional wounds and scars from the past, whenever that might be. I like that because it could be anytime, right? It could be from past life or just last week. Whenever that might be, and bringing up painful emotions for transmutation. It promotes unselfish self-love and forgiveness. It helps in taking back projections that blame a partner for what is really inside oneself. It is a useful first aid stone. Rhodonite heals emotional shock and panic, supporting the soul during the process. It turns back insults, prevents retaliation. It recognizes that revenge is self-destructive and assists in remaining calm in dangerous or upsetting situations. Rhodonite. These are fantastic books, by the way. The Encyclopedia of Crystals by Judy Hall, and of course, Crystal Therapy by and Judith Lukombowski. I think I'm saying that right. Lukomsky, yes, Crystal Therapy. And I think you can still purchase that book even though that one name isn't on there anymore. So, just going to put that right back up there so that we can look at this all month on any of my videos. I know, I like to do that. Well, I like to do that now that I've started this. Okay, I will also be reading from 2 different cards as per usual. Moonology Oracle cards by Yasmin Boland and the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards by Doreen, we're not saying her name. But those are the cards that I'll be pulling from for this month. I am truly, truly excited that we all have come this far in 2024. It's been a really interesting year for me personally. I would love to know how it's been for you. And I also want to get to these numbers and see what your personal numerology is for the last month of this 8-year. Hello, Life Path 3, and welcome to December's numerology for you. I think that this is going to be a super fun month because this is a 5-month for you, Life Path 3. Now, that being said, this is bringing about a lot of changes. It's not bad. It's not. But this is definitely bringing about a lot of changes that I think are good here at the end of the year. And we have 2 new moons in the month of December. I think the important thing for you, though, is going to be a little bit to watch the Mercury and Mars retrograde situations because, as you know, Life Path 3, you are all about speaking your truth. You're all about communication, communicating your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, like getting it out there. And the thing is, you really want to be careful with that. We are coming into holiday season. And I think that it is important that you speak your truth, but be careful because with your life path, it's full of family ups and downs. So there's no reason to stir up trouble where there's not any. Just be creative and imaginative and your cheerful self because life path 3, you're very cheerful. You are. And the thing is, when you are creative and imaginative, it's a part of the self-expression that is so important for your life path. It's really, really important that you are filling your life with a self-expression, whether it's talking, writing, music, or speaking engagements of some sort. Is very important because your mantra is I am creativity and vibrant expression, sharing my authentic voice freely. Very important, very important. Because the 5 energy, the vibe of 5, wow, that rhymes. The vibe of 5. The vibe of, now I'm going to get that all twisted up. The vibe of 5 is all about change. It's a time of fun. It's a real energetic time. It's passionate. It's social. It's a lot of it is a lot of interesting, versatile, being adaptable time of change. I think that it's great because it brings in that feeling of freedom. It brings in that feeling of I can do all of it, like being a jack of all trades. Yes, absolutely. The thing about it is that 5 also has that vibe of the seesaw effect of unpredictable ups and downs. And with you, I think this may apply more to a family situation just because of your life path. Now, does that mean that that's engraved in stone? Absolutely not. It could also apply to a business venture or friendships. There's a lot of wiggle room in there with all these changes. Yeah. The mantra of the 5 is I am energy and creative action, rejuvenating, dynamic, and inspiring and passionate. You two really do go together well. Like the 3 and the 5 energy, yeah, it's there. The lesson of the 5 is to harness this energy. Like any successful athlete, it gives you the freedom to go beyond your limitations if you harness that energy and pace yourself. So remember that because that is the lesson of the 5 and you're going to be in it this December. So although this is a very social time, it's very energetic, engaging, gregarious, and dynamic, it is very important that you pace yourself. All right. The shadow side. We always have some shadow effects. It's not a bad thing. So the shadow side here is difficulty of harnessing that energy because you get really excited and you're just like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm ready to go. And you're just going 90 to nothing the first week, and then the other 3 weeks you're just like dragging. Let's harness that energy and pace ourselves through this month. The other twist to the shadow side here is unable to move beyond imagined limitations. So that can cause us to be very nervous and have a lot of restless energy. Like bring in challenges, like attract challenges into our lives when we are like unable to move beyond these imagined limitations. Yeah. So just to remind you, the lesson of the 3, I'm sure you remember, but the lesson of the 3 is communicating emotions openly and letting go of judgments of the self and others. Because with that 3 energy, like when you start judging yourself so harshly, life path 3, it bubbles over into like judging other people harshly. That's not what we want to do, especially with Mars and Mercury retrograde. It's not a good look here. So the shadow side of your life path is judging of the self and others very harshly, unable to speak your truth or communicate openly, which leads to pessimism, being a little gossipy, or exaggerating. So let's keep it all above the belt. Let's keep it all in a good, cheerful place. I'm not saying wallpaper over the cracks. If you're feeling like really heavy and really crappy, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. Take a minute, take a day, whatever you got to do, and like pull yourself back a bit, pace yourself, pull yourself back a bit and just be like, you know what? I'm just going to like take some time for myself until I can find my cheerful self again. You know, just FYI there. All right, let's see what kind of cards we get for you during this December with 2 new moons, Mercury and Mars retrograde. I know. I think that Mars is like harsher than Mercury, because Mercury goes retrograde like, 3 times a year. So yeah, sometimes 4, just depends. But the thing is, like, Mars only goes retrograde like every couple of years. So we don't, yeah. Okay, life path 3. Ooh, okay. I always mispronounce this, but I love it. And this is so appropriate for you. Saravata. It's the arts. Express yourself through creative activities. That could not be more perfect for you. Seriously. That's awesome. Really feel like I'm forgetting something? Am I forgetting something? Right. I mean, how could I forget something? Yeah, I know. I forget it all the time. There'll be like a little note in the description of me just going, oops, I forgot this. Yeah. Oh, hello. New moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. Very interesting. All right, let's check this out. Sorry, my throat is still bothering me a bit. It's like the cold that just won't go away. Okay. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. There's a new start coming in your private life. Something is rising up in connection with the people and places you hold dearest. This can be to do with a member of your family, a flatmate, or moving house. I think, yeah, it's moving. If you're hoping to move forwards with something special in your private life, this card comes to you as a message that you can do it. If you've been neglecting your family, it's time for you to reconnect with them. If you've been neglecting yourself, you need to take better care of yourself and nurture yourself more. If your insecurity is holding you back, that's something for you to work on now. Doing so could bring you your heart's desire. And attune to the moon by making sure that you put family first. I really do. I love the energy of the 5. I do. I think that it's important to embrace the time of changes and the time of pivotal change, especially since we're moving into a 9 year. And you are going to be revisiting the vibration of the 5 in February of 2025. Just FYI. Thank you so much for joining me today, Life Path 3. I appreciate you sticking around all year of 2024. I can't wait to see what 2025 brings all of us. I really do appreciate your support on my channel. And until we see each other again, get out there and make your magic. Bye.